You haven't played up there in a couple of years. You have a little separation anxiety.
I know, and it's not the last game of the year.
I know.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. Halloween, the dog. I mean, the fans are awesome. You know, you can say what you want about the rivalry and this, that, and the other, but the fans are awesome. They're passionate, so it'll be exciting.
Will you practice today?
I'm gonna do some stuff, yes.
Ben, Mike said that the coaching staff last week used the week off as kind of a self-evaluation week. Do players do that at all on a regular basis, or do you use the bye week as a chance to take a look back?
It depends. You know, you can take it as a time to look back. You can take it as a time to just get away and clear your mind. I think as an older guy with family and stuff, it's much easier to just take the time to get away and spend time with them, kind of clear your mind and get ready for this stretch we have coming up. So that's kind of what I did more than anything. But I think everyone's probably different.
And do you think the progress that has been made week to week, do you see that continuing? Do you like the steps you've taken heading into the bye?
Well, we won the last two, so that's always important. I feel like we've gotten a little bit better each week, but each week also brings new opportunities and new challenges. And the challenge this week is a really good defense. You know, you could look at the offensive side of the ball, how well they run the ball, and this, that, and the other, but we're going against a defense that's really, really good, and so that's going to bring a whole new challenge. It's kind of one of those games that it doesn't matter at the end of the day what the stats are. It's just got to win the football game, really.
Ben, did what happened in the last time you guys played them play any factor in your decision to come back this year?
I mean, you never like to lose a game, and I mean, end of the year, only one team ever ends the way they want to. But I wouldn't say that they're the reason I came back.
That game, I mean, as a competitor, do you just kind of bury that game? Do you use it to motivate you through the offseason? Do you use it this week or anything like that to see another game?
As a competitor, you use lots of things to motivate you and to go out and play. But you know, I'm not really sure if that's my leading factor this week.
Health-wise, McFarland might be able to join the 53. What would he bring to the offense?
It'd be exciting. I think he was doing some really good stuff before he got hurt, and so excited to kind of see what he can bring to us. I mean, the people that have been out here and have seen him have seen a guy that has got a little burst, a guy that maybe can add a little something extra to this offense. So we're all excited to see if that's what's going to transpire from that.
And is that a guy who really could have used camp, that really hurt not having OTAs in minicamp last year as far as his development?
Probably. I mean, he's already a younger guy coming out. I think he left a little bit early, and so this sport is with a lot of grown men, and the speed is different. I mean, if you just look at him, you can see his body's different, and I think he took the off season to really spend time getting his body and his mind right, and you don't see the mistakes that maybe last year he was making as a rookie. So I'm excited to get him on the field.
Health-wise, how timely was the bye week for you, just given some of those early things you were dealing with, the hip and the pec?
Yeah, very, very. It was very nice to have some time to rest, relax, and get it back.
You helped the hip the most?
Hip and shoulder, yes. Yeah.
Ben, a place like the Dog Pond, you could go in there and, you know, the crowd, the environment can be a little overwhelming, if not intimidating. As an athlete, do you like to go into places like that, and is that a challenge to you to, if nothing else, shut them up?
It's a challenge. Like I said, they're passionate. Anytime your fans have a nickname or an area has a nickname, it's pretty cool. So they like to get on us, and it's part of the game. Obviously, when you go there and you play well and you win, it has a little extra feeling of satisfaction, but it's not easy to play there.
Still throw dog bones at you?
They do all kinds of stuff.
And you don't know how many more times you might go there. As the years past, do you maybe appreciate that specific environment more than you did when you were 26?
Probably. You have to. I mean, like I said, you appreciate the fans, you appreciate that environment, you appreciate the state of Ohio, where I'm from, and you know, it is. It's one of those things you look forward to going there and hopefully getting a win.
This is a rivalry that's been one-sided for a lot of your career. Obviously, someone that kind of understands it from both sides growing up. I mean, you don't want to lose to them ever, I'm sure, but do you think it's a good thing that these teams are evenly matched for the fans and just to keep that, you know, if a rivalry is one-sided for a long time, it goes away. You know, you have to have both sides be competitive for it to.
Well, I don't know if this rivalry ever went away. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if it ever went away. You know, yeah, sure. The rivalries are great, and AFC North football is always going to be rivals, and it's going to be great games. And you know, I think I'm glad that I'm not the most winning quarterback in their stadium history anymore.
Anyone else?
Progress with this offensive line being 5-5. They look at this as a big next step checkpoint with some of the guys you mentioned.
I think so. They should. They should understand what's coming, and because I understand what's coming, and so this is a good challenge for them, and they should you know, be excited for it.
Then you think of Miles when you think of their defense. But are they a lot more? Is that where they've really improved? Is there?
Oh yeah, I mean he's the man. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the best in the NFL at what he does. But the additions that they have, you know, and from D line to secondary, you know, they don't try and complicate or confuse you. It's like, we're just better than you. We're going to line up and beat you and show you that we can do that. So that's where the challenge is gonna come.
Ben, what's harder as a quarterback, a defense that you know what they're just going to line up and play pretty much all the time, or teams that try to confuse you, show you different looks?
Depends on how good those guys are that just want to line up against you. Confusion, when people are throwing different looks at you, that can confuse multiple people, right? It can confuse the line, it can confuse the back on who to block, the quarterback. Sometimes when you just line up and know that that's my guy and you get your butt kicked, that's also a different pride thing that gets you.
And it looks like Zach's healthy and is going to be available this week.
Great.
What does he give to that unit? And I mean, in a weird way, the guys without him are starting to play better. Is there a quarterback you're like, hey, more players are better, or sort of like, hey, but these five have kind of got to go?
You know, Zach's one of the leaders of that group. He's a guy that's got experience. He brings passion and fire. And for a lineman, sometimes your heart and the heart that you bring can be stronger than your talent. And so with a guy that's got all kinds of heart and passion and fire for this team and for protecting the quarterback, it's never a bad thing to have.
How is your relationship with Kendrick Green developing? Do you feel like you guys are even more in sync now at this point, 7-8 weeks in, than you were back in training camp?
Yeah, we're getting there. Like I said, our lockers are next to each other. I saw his new tattoo on his arm today and talked about it.
Ebron was telling us Monday that, you know, early in his career he had a reputation for saying stuff if he wasn't getting enough production. I mean, he said it's been hard for him, but he's kind of putting team above himself this year. How's that going with him when he's maybe not catching as many balls as he's used to?
Well, I don't know that anybody's catching the amount of balls they want to. The stats aren't there for anybody, but at the end of the day, winning is the stat that matters the most, and I think you can see that from him too.